Okay, so I'm going to show you how to construct a histogram. It's very much like the bar graph. You need to have your title, management aptitude scores. Your y-axis is labeled with number of scores, and here is the numbers representing our frequency distribution. As you can see, here we go 1 through 8. So I did my best to try and equally space that apart. My x-axis, however, unlike a bar graph is going to be labeled with our classes. So our first class is 75 to 79, and then 80 to 84, and then 85 to 89. Trying to squish it all in here. It's not working. 90 to 94. And then 95 to 100. Now, a histogram, unlike a bar graph, has to have the boxes touching because we're talking about like a continuous range of data. So for 75 to 79, we have a bar of 3. I'm so cheating again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bar at 75 to 79 that stops at 3. And I'm going to try my best to center it on my thing, on my data point. The next one that I'm going to do is 80 to 84, and as you can see, that has a box of 8. So I'm going to make sure that my boxes touch. They're of equal width, but they have to touch. Okay, they have to be touching. There is no gap. And we're just going to continue with this. 85 to 89 is 6. Make sure they're about equal size. I'm trying my best here to size it out. 90 to 94 is 2. That down a bit. And then 95 to 100 is 1. 95 to 100 I put out way too far. So let's put that at equal size, and let's forget I made a mistake. I love erasers. They're great. Just note, if you fax me your work, don't fax it in pencil. It won't be read by the fax machine. So 95 to 100. And there you go. There you have it. There's a histogram. You could also make this into something called a frequency polygon, which is just a line graph. I can show you that real quick. We'll use red. We would plot points where our classes are at the top, and then we would put a, let's make it blue. All right, so we would draw a line at each of those spots, connecting each spot. Frequency polygons aren't really used as much as histograms because histograms make nice graphs and they look easier to read. Some people will see a line with points on a graph and freak out. But bar graphs and histograms are friendly for the layman. Okay, so that's how you make a histogram. Alright, so now we're going to construct a histogram based on the frequency distribution we just made. So I'm going to insert column, 2D column. I'm going to select data. The chart data range is going to be from here to here, but that's not going to be a right bar graph. So I'm going to delete series 2. So I'm just click on series 2 and remove it. And I need to edit my horizontal category and make my horizontal my class. I'm going to pick the higher limits. And we still have issue here. And this is series 1. So I'm going to go to edit. And it gives me the series name and the series sheet values. I'm going to click on this little box, and I'm going to actually select this part. Excel's not being very good at reading my mind today. So I now have the correct data values selected in the correct manner, so we can press OK. Now, remember, histograms also need the chart, the axes labeled, and we need a few things. So let's click on Layout, Chart Title, above Chart, okay, back to the chart. Axis titles, primary horizontal axis title is our scores. And we might want to say that, it's a frequency distribution, so scores, and these are our upper class limits. And now let's go to our vertical axis title. I'm going to go ahead and make it horizontal so it doesn't get too crazy. Number of scores in the particular class. Turn off the legend. And now we have a bar graph, but we don't have a histogram. We need to make these guys, these bars, touch. So I'm going to click on them, going to right click, and I'm going to go to Format Data Series. Series options. You want gap width. You want to bring that down to no gap. Close it. Histogram. Like a boss.